Have you ever stopped to think about what it truly means to reach out your hand? I'm not talking about a mechanical gesture, something you do just because someone asked. I'm talking about that moment when your heart opens, when you decide to trust, even without fully understanding the path ahead. And you did that today. You touched my hand when you chose to be here, when you allowed my voice to reach you in this moment. And this, my dear, did not happen by accident. You see, many people pass by this opportunity without understanding the weight of the moment. They see, but they don't perceive. They hear, but they don't understand. But you are here. And that already says so much about what God is about to do in your life. If you feel that this message arrived at the right time, that there is something here your heart needed to hear, leave a like right now. Not because I am asking, but because it is your way of saying yes to what God wants to speak to you today. It is a sign that you are ready to receive. Today, I need you to understand something essential. There are moments in life when God is not asking for your strength, your ability, or your capacity to solve everything on your own. He is asking for something much deeper, your surrender, your trust, your hand extended toward Him, even when you cannot see the next step. And I know that is not easy. I know you have tried so many times to do things your own way, believing you had to be strong enough, wise enough, prepared enough. But my child, God is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is waiting for you to be honest. There is something powerful that happens when you stop trying to control everything and simply say, Lord, I don't know how to do this, but I know you do. I can't do it alone, but I know you can, and I trust you. That is the faith that moves mountains. Not the faith that has all the answers, but the faith that trusts the one who does. Have you ever looked at your circumstances and thought that maybe it is too late? That maybe you missed your chance? That maybe God gave up on you because you didn't meet His expectations? My little one, let me tell you something that needs to echo in your heart right now. God never gives up on you. Never. He is faithful even when we are unfaithful. He continues to extend His hand even when we let go of it. And today, in this exact moment, He is reminding you, I am still here. I still have plans for you. I still believe in you, even when you stopped believing in yourself. But I must be honest with you. There is something that keeps many people from experiencing the fullness of what God has prepared. It is not a lack of faith. It is not a lack of prayer. It is something much more subtle, yet just as destructive. The refusal to let go. Let go of the hurt. Let go of the resentment. Let go of the need to understand everything before taking the next step. Let go of control. Let me tell you something no one may have told you before. You don't need to understand everything to trust. In fact, faith begins exactly where understanding ends. It is when you reach the limit of what you can comprehend and still choose to believe that God is in control. That's where miracles happen. That's where doors open. That's where the impossible becomes possible. Think about this. When you were a child and your father or mother reached out their hand for you to cross a busy street, you didn't ask for a detailed explanation about traffic, laws, or physics. You simply held their hand and trusted. Why? Because you knew that person loved you and wouldn't let anything bad happen to you. So what changed now? God, who loves you infinitely more than any human could ever love, is reaching out His hand to you. And He is saying, trust me. I know the way. I know the dangers you cannot see. I prepared the destination you cannot imagine yet. But here is the truth that will set you free. God is not asking you to be brave first and then touch His hand. He is saying, take my hand, and I will give you the courage. You don't need to have all the answers before you take the step. You don't need to feel ready before you begin. You only need to decide to trust, and God will take care of the rest. Now listen carefully, because this may completely change your perspective. There is a huge difference between being alone and feeling alone. You can be surrounded by people and still feel isolated. You can have a full calendar and still carry an unexplainable emptiness. But my beloved, I need you to know, you are never, not even for a moment, truly alone. God is closer to you than you can perceive. He is present in every breath, in every heartbeat, in every thought that cries for help. God is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Do you understand what that means? It means that when you are at your weakest, when you feel most vulnerable, most fragile, most unable, that is exactly when God is closest. Because He is not looking for perfect people. He is looking for sincere hearts. He is looking for people who recognize their need for Him. And today, God wants to do something extraordinary in your life. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel more prepared. Today. But for this to happen, you need to stop carrying everything alone. You need to stop pretending everything is fine when it isn't. You need to stop trying to prove your strength and start recognizing your dependence on Him. Do you know what one of the most powerful prayers you can pray is? It is not a long prayer full of beautiful words or complicated theology. It is simply this: Lord, I need you. One sentence. But when it comes from a genuine heart, that simple phrase opens the heavens. Because God is not impressed with your eloquence. He is waiting for your honesty. Let me ask you something. What are you holding on to today that God is asking you to let go of? What weight are you carrying alone? What worry steals your sleep? What situation seems impossible to fix? God is saying, "My child, this is not yours to carry. Put it in my hands. I am big enough for this." But here is the problem. We say we trust God, yet we keep holding everything tightly. We say we surrender, yet we keep planning alone. We say we believe, yet we remain afraid. And do you know why? Because to truly trust, to fully surrender, to completely believe, requires you to give up control. And that is scary. Because when you let go, you become vulnerable. When you surrender, you must wait. And waiting is one of the hardest things there is. But my dear, something glorious happens in the wait. It is there, in that space between the prayer and the answer, between the request and the miracle, that your faith grows. It is there you learn who God truly is. Not just the God who solves problems, but the God who is present even when the problem isn't solved yet. The God who holds you even when the answer has not arrived. The God who strengthens you even when you feel weak. God has plans for our good, to give us a future filled with possibilities. But notice something important. God talks about plans, not shortcuts. He talks about a future, not something instant, because the process matters. The journey matters. Who you become along the way matters just as much as the destination. And I know there are moments when you look at your life and think, "Lord, I don't see anything changing. I pray, I trust, I do my part, but nothing seems to happen." But my beloved, just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. There are things being shifted in the spiritual realm that you cannot yet see in the natural. There are preparations being made that you will only understand later. Think of a seed planted in the soil. In the first days, nothing happens on the surface, but underneath, intense work is taking place. Roots are forming. Life is growing. The miracle is in motion. And it's only a matter of time before you see the fruit. The same happens in your life. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean God is not working. He is. And in the right time, you will see. But here is something crucial you need to understand. God is not only interested in changing your circumstances, He is interested in transforming you. Because when you change, your circumstances change as a consequence. When your heart changes, your perspective changes. When your faith grows, your limitations shrink. When you trust more, you fear less. And do you know what is beautiful in all of this? God is not waiting for you to be strong before He begins working in your life. He works through your weakness. He moves through your vulnerability. He reveals Himself through your dependence on Him. The power of God is made perfect in weakness. That means when you are weak, He is strong. When you cannot, He can. When you reach the end of yourself, that is where He begins. So stop trying to be strong enough. Stop trying to be good enough. Stop trying to be worthy enough. You will never be enough on your own. And do you know what? You don't need to be. Because God is enough. And when you are in Him, when you hold His hand, you have access to everything He is. You have access to His strength, His wisdom, His power. Now I need to talk about something that may be uncomfortable, but is necessary. Many times, what keeps you from experiencing everything God has for you is not external forces, not circumstances, not the people around you. It is you, your own doubts, your own fears, your own excuses, your own pride that tells you that you must handle everything alone. God can open a door for you, but if you are afraid to walk through it, you will remain outside. God can give you an opportunity, but if you are stuck in the past, you will not enjoy the present. God can offer you restoration, but if you have become used to the pain, you may refuse it without even realizing. There are things in your life you must intentionally let go of. There are hurts you must forgive intentionally. There are patterns of thought you must break intentionally. It is not enough to ask God to do everything. You have a part in this process. But here is the beauty. You don't have to do it alone. When you hold God's hand, when you choose to trust Him, He gives you the strength to do what you need to do. He gives you the courage to face what you need to face. He gives you the wisdom to know what to let go of and what to hold on to. I want to share something important with you. There is a profound difference between resignation and surrender. Resignation is when you give up and accept defeat. Surrender is when you trust and accept God's leadership. Resignation says, "There's nothing I can do." Surrender says, "There is something God can do, and I choose to let Him do it." Resignation is passive and hopeless. Surrender is active and full of faith. Many people confuse these two things. They think that surrendering to God means stopping action, stopping effort, stopping the fight. But that is not it. Surrendering to God means stopping your own way and beginning to walk His way. It means stopping relying solely on your own wisdom and beginning to seek His. It means stopping running ahead and beginning to walk beside Him. And when you truly surrender, when you truly take God's hand and say, "Lord, I follow you," no matter where this leads, something supernatural happens. You start finding solutions you never imagined existed. You begin experiencing a peace that does not make sense considering your circumstances. There is a powerful truth I need to share. Your obedience to God does not guarantee that everything will be easy, but it guarantees that everything will have purpose. Every challenge you face while walking with God has meaning. Every difficulty is shaping you. Every trial is preparing you for something greater. Nothing is wasted when you are in God's hands. God has a supernatural ability to take the broken pieces of your life and create something beautiful. He takes your scars and turns them into testimony. He takes your struggles and turns them into strength. He takes what the enemy intended to use to destroy you and turns it into a platform for your growth. But for this to happen, you need to allow Him to work. You need to stop hiding your wounds and begin bringing them to Him. You need to stop pretending everything is fine and begin being vulnerable before Him. Because it is in your vulnerability that God's power is perfectly manifested. My beloved, I want you to understand something fundamental. God is not interested in your performance. He is interested in your heart. He does not want you to be perfect. He wants you to be genuine. He is not looking for people who never fail. He is looking for people who, when they fail, stand up and return to Him. And that is liberating. Because it means you can stop trying to impress God. You can stop trying to earn His love through your good works. You can stop punishing yourself for your mistakes. God already knows everything about you, your strengths and weaknesses, your victories and failures, your moments of faith and your moments of doubt. And even so, He loves you. Even so, He wants to walk with you. Even so, He extends His hand to you. Now let me tell you something that can revolutionize the way you see your journey. Do you know the difference between those who win and those who quit? It is not talent. It is not luck. It is not even opportunity. It is the ability to keep holding God's hand when everything around you screams for you to let go. There are people who let go of God's hand at the first contrary wind. At the first obstacle, they decide that God is not doing anything and they give up. But my child, the contrary winds do not mean you are on the wrong path. Sometimes they mean exactly the opposite, that you are on the right path and the enemy is trying to push you back. Think about this for a moment. When you walk against the wind, each step requires more effort. Your face is hit by the storm. Your clothes are pulled backward. You feel resistance in every movement. But something powerful is happening. You are getting stronger. Your muscles are being strengthened. Your determination is being tested and proven. And when the wind finally stops, you will not be the same person who began the journey. What I am trying to tell you is this: do not judge God's faithfulness by the intensity of your current battle. The presence of the desert does not mean the absence of God. In fact, it was in the desert that God trained some of His greatest servants. It was in the desert that many learned to hear His voice more clearly, because all other voices were silenced. Are you walking through a desert right now? Do you feel like you are going in circles, seeing the same sand mountains, facing the same challenges again and again? My little one, do not give up. Because while you are in the desert, God is doing something in you that could not be done anywhere else. He is removing impurities. He is teaching you to depend on Him completely. He is preparing you for the promised land He has for you. And here is something many do not understand. The desert is temporary, but the lessons learned in it are eternal. The person you become in the desert will determine what you will do with the promised land. If you do not learn the desert's lessons, you may even enter the promised land, but you will not know how to keep it. So instead of complaining about the desert, ask God, what do you want to teach me here? What are you developing in me? How are you preparing me for the next level? This shift in perspective changes everything. It transforms your desert from a place of torment into a place of training. Now, I need to speak to you about something that will set you free from a prison you may not even know you are living in. Many people spend their entire lives trying to prove their worth, trying to prove they deserve love, respect, blessings, and they exhaust themselves in this endless pursuit of validation. But here is the truth that will set you free. You do not need to prove anything to God. You are already valuable to Him, not because of what you do, but because of who you are, His child, His creation, someone He has chosen to love unconditionally. When you truly understand this, when it travels from your mind into your heart, everything changes. You stop living under the crushing weight of performance. You stop measuring your worth by your last success or failure. You stop comparing your journey with someone else's. And you begin to live in the glorious freedom of being loved simply because you exist. And do you know what happens when you live in that freedom? Paradoxically, you become more productive, not less. Because you are no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure. You are no longer exhausted by trying to maintain an image. You can take risks, try new things, fail, and try again, because your worth is not at stake. It is already established. This does not mean you become lazy or complacent. It means you work from a place of love, not fear. You serve from a place of gratitude, not obligation. You obey from a place of relationship, not religion. And here is another powerful truth. When you hold God's hand, when you truly trust Him, you do not just receive help, you receive access. Access to wisdom beyond your education. Access to strength beyond your physical ability. Access to favor beyond your human connections. Access to opportunities beyond your natural reach. Think about this. When a small child holds their father's hand at the mall, they don't just have access to the father's strength to keep them from getting lost. They have access to the father's credit card. the Father's authority, the Father's protection, the Father's knowledge of where everything is. They literally have access to everything the Father has and knows. In the same way, when you are holding God's hand, you don't just have access to His comfort, you have access to His resources, His wisdom, His power, His possibilities. And God's resources are unlimited. God's wisdom is infinite. God's power is unmatched. God's possibilities exceed anything you can imagine. But many people live like spiritual orphans when they should be living like children of the King. They beg for things that already belong to them. They fight for positions that are already theirs. They worry about provision when the owner of everything has already called them His own. My child, you need to understand. You are not asking God to do something for you as if He were a reluctant stranger. You are in partnership with Him. You are in relationship with Him. You are in His family, and that completely changes how you approach Him. Let me ask you a deep question. Are you trying to convince God to bless you, or are you learning to receive the blessings He has already prepared? There is a huge difference between these two postures. One is full of anxiety and striving. The other is full of trust and rest. God does not need to be convinced to be good to you. He already is good. He already wants the best for you. The challenge is not changing God's heart toward you. It's changing your heart toward Him. It is learning to trust His goodness even when circumstances seem to contradict it. It is learning to rest in His faithfulness even when everything around you feels chaotic. And when you finally learn this, when you truly understand that God is for you, not against you, something powerful happens in your spirit. You stop striving and begin flowing. You stop forcing and begin trusting. You stop trying to control and begin cooperating. Today, God is giving you a new chance. Not because you deserve it, but because He is gracious. Not because you did everything right, but because He is merciful. Not because you are perfect, but because His love is perfect. And that perfect love casts out all fear. That perfect love covers all mistakes. That perfect love gives you the courage to try again, believe again, and dream again. Let me tell you something that will shift your perspective. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still trying, still believing, this is evidence of God's grace in your life. He has sustained you until now. He carried you when you had no strength to walk. He guarded you when you didn't even know you were in danger. He protected you when you were vulnerable. And if He has done all this until now, why would you doubt that He will continue? God is committed to you. He is invested in you. He has specific plans for you that are still unfolding. And with each passing day, you are one step closer to seeing those plans manifest. Today was not a coincidence. It was not an accident that you are here. It was not by chance that you heard these words. God orchestrated this moment because He has something important to tell you. And what He is saying is simple, yet profound. My child, trust me. I will not disappoint you. Now, before you continue with your day, I want you to do something. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath and consciously, intentionally, extend your hand to God. Not physically, but spiritually. Open your heart and say, Lord, I choose to trust. I choose to walk with you, no matter where this path leads. Because I know you are with me, and that is all I need. And when you do this, when you truly surrender your heart to Him, you will feel something shift. You will feel a weight lift. You will feel a peace that surpasses understanding. You will feel the presence of God in a real and tangible way. Because He is here. He always has been. So live in peace, my dear one. Live knowing you are not alone. Live trusting that God is in control. Live believing that the best is yet to come. Because when you walk hand in hand with God, there is no limit to what He can do in your life and through your life.